Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Holy moly, holy cow. Rocket Launch City. Have you seen what the metal prices are doing? Man, I tell you, I just looked it up. I can't remember what it was. I think platinum is just short of $1,000 right now. It's at $995. Silver is just short of $29. It's 28.86 US dollars, that is. Gold is at 2064.50. It is out of control. These things are, I mean, just gold has gone up. What day was that? August 4th. It was at 1980, and we're up almost another $100 since that time. We are going crazy. Hey, JT Coin Rings, I really want you to make me a gold coin ring. I'm going to have to send you one. Jim Richter is in the house. Justin Gabriel, Crispy King. I decided I better get on here early because I'm going out tonight, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't get back too late and be too tired to do it. But I mean, holy mackerel. Now, I looked at the miners earlier today, and they were down about 1.5%, 2%. So they weren't following the metals today. So that kind of happens sometimes. They kind of wait and then will jump later, or maybe they jumped ahead of the metals. We'll find out. But holy mackerel, man, these metals are taking off. That's why I said something's broken. We're absolutely broke now. The dam has cracked. So what's going on? You guys ought to be ecstatic. It's finally coming through, and even the silver folks, they're getting all their stuff is going crazy. You sure don't want to go buy silver right now. I did check. I checked some of the premiums, and silver is ridiculous again. Yeah, I wanted to get out there real quick because I didn't have time to actually do a video tonight. So this is the faster way to do it. Sorry, man. Let me see what that is. It's one of my harem checking in on me. So anyways, I actually have a date tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So it's coming together, folks. We'll have, hopefully some of these will work out to be, these are all quality ladies. So, but anyways, we're here about metals. I'm kind of happy that it's happening. I got another friend who bought a bunch of gold years ago in 2012 and watched the thing just fall down. And he's been sitting so patiently, and now he's really happy. But he's like me. He's like knowing that when gold goes up, that means we're going to get killed with inflation or something. Yeah, don't worry about the miners right now. They don't move exactly at the same time. Remember, we had a whole bunch of days where they're up, 4.5%, 5%, and so there's always profit taking that happens. So just hang in there. Wow, 10-ounce bars of silver, cool. Yeah, they don't always move perfectly in parallel. You'll notice that the miners will do fits and starts because it's a little more complicated when they're stocks. They have to look at all of their business side of things. It's even though you're also purchasing gold and silver in the ground, it has to do with how efficient they are getting it out. And we've got this COVID where they've been shutting down. We might have other shortages of things that keep them from being able to mine effectively. So there's a lot of things that could affect miners right now. Yeah, I'm so happy that I got my stuff back in like 2018. I'm just so ecstatic because it's just fantastic to see this turning so quickly. I mean, think about last year. It was about the end of May when everything really started going crazy, and it's just now we're starting to really go logarithmically. Okay, it moved up over 29 now. Yeah, let me see what the ratio is. I haven't been watching. It's been coming down, but I think the number's like around 40 or something. This is nice when we do the live stream because I can pull other information up. We're down not quite to 71 yet. We're at 71.33. Yep, this is amazing, folks. $28.95. Yeah, I think silver's above that now. No, that's right, $28.95. You got to be careful. Some of the folks are on here in different countries and stuff, and if I'm using the Kitco graphs, it might be different if you're on some of the websites like SD Bullion. I notice sometimes they pad their numbers a little bit. Some of these dealers, I'm not sure why. They don't match the Kitco thing perfectly. Chung Choi, Tiger Roll, MM, Alvin Cabrera. Need to rate. Bilbo Stackins, I don't think I called him out earlier. Carlos Moreno. TRP. James Dorman. Yeah, let's not say miners are seriously lagging because they were actually beating the metals over the last several days. So what I will when I get a chance, maybe tomorrow, I'll pull up the chart so I can show the miners side by side with the metals. It's not what you think. Like I said, it doesn't happen day to day exactly the same. You'll notice that miners will all of a sudden snap, kind of like silver does. You know, you'll notice silver was lagging, then all of a sudden it snaps. That's what happens with the miners. Remember, they're a stock, so they're going to be kind of more tied to their quarterly reports and stuff. Yep, platinum, man, it's jumped up like $100. It's up to 1,000 now. Yeah, I'm not really playing the ratio because I'm already holding an appropriate amount gold versus silver. Remember, I'm doing like 70% gold, 10% platinum, and 20% silver. But if I see something that, you know, let's say if something happens where silver jumps up to $100 for some stupid reason, you know, there might be some people out there paying for $100. You know, maybe I'll freaking go pay off my mortgage or something. I don't know. Yeah, double date. You never know. Right now, this is the introductory type stuff. There's nothing. I mean, a lot of these I've only talked to them on the phone. I haven't met them yet. So. Yeah, I was, there's a lot of things going on between the dollar, and it also has to do with the Fed with the low interest rates. They are stuck. And so I've been doing a lot of research and I have some information that I'm ready. It just, unfortunately, it takes time. So I want to get that together and try to explain why I think, you know, this is breaking right now. So we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, if something happens where because remember, silver is especially bad for doing this. I've shown you over and over again. It will blow way up. It'll get super overheated, and then it will just fall off a cliff. And so if we start busting past 50 and are keeping on going, you got to start thinking about selling into that thing because, but I'm going to argue, we don't know, man. We don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah, swap over. You can do that. Right now, the premiums on gold was like 5.7, and I think the silver was back up to 50% or something. Let me see if I bring that up real quick. I just did that today. Oh no, silver was 34% and platinum was 15%, at least for the Eagles. So gold was minus 5.7%. So that's the difference. So, you know, gold is still like the best deal between all of those. So that's hot off the press from, I think that was after lunch when I did that. When you sell your silver, if you bought Silver Eagles, for instance, they will pay you a premium to buy your Silver Eagles above spot. When you go buy the gold, they charge you the negative premium for you to buy your gold. So you'll end up with a few percent extra for your silver. In fact, I've got that on this spreadsheet. So let me show you what that is, at least at SD Bullion. So for instance, the spot when I was looking at this was 28.38, but they were buying them from you at 32.18. So you would actually have made an extra, you know, $3.50. I think that's what it is. Oh, $3.8. So almost $4 extra to sell your silver above spot. But they're actually selling the silver for $38 this morning. So if you find someone where you can deal directly, you might be able to sell yours for the $38 because that's what everybody else is doing. But anyways, that's how that works. When I go to the other screen, do you lose me or is it still there? I don't know if it brings the screen up so you can see it or if I'm still on the camera. I hadn't done that before. Yeah, this is so I'll tell you a little bit about I'm not really trying to go through eviction. I'm trying to just get my money back. But when I filed the thing, I had to fill out a bunch of paperwork saying that I did not have a mortgage on my property. Otherwise, I would not have been able to start the proceedings with the, court system until the end of July. But since I didn't have a mortgage, I was allowed to start like 2 weeks earlier. So I'm actually at the front of the line of a lot of people. But if you have any kind of mortgage or you have any of kind of rent support type things from the government, they put you at the back of the line. So think about it. You're probably got the lower rents and the more problem people, and now you're not getting the support from the government. So I thought that was interesting. So thank God I didn't have a mortgage on this one. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even be going to court till next month. All right, so that's good to know it's still there. So I can always do some quick research on the side if we need to, like that. I think I was looking at my returns. This is kind of interesting. Again, this was this morning. It's gone up since then, but my overall return for my physicals is 56%. So it turns out silver's jumped ahead now to 68%. Gold is 57%, and platinum is still lagging at 17%. But because of the ratios I've got, I'm getting the very much, the majority of the returns by holding more gold. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear about the tenant dying. Yeah, one of my tenants got COVID. Did I tell you that? He got COVID, got put in the hospital. He had heart problems, so they couldn't even treat him with the super duper stuff. And as soon as he got well, they went and did a quadruple bypass on him. So he's had a really crappy year so far this year. He was a race car driver, like 70-something years old and a race car driver. So I think he's done with that now. Yeah, that's good. 100% on some of the silver. I think it's going to get, it's really, like I said, you hear Jim Rickards and Schiff and all these guys saying we're going to have 15,000. Nobody really knows because remember, the government can control all this. So we'll just have to see. I think it'd be amazing if we ever get to that. But just remember, that is not going to be a fun life. You just got to think about that. That means, in fact, one of the articles I was reading saying that the dollar is going to have like about a 20% drop from here, which means when you notice the little bit of drop the dollar has had, you notice the leverage that the metals have had. So a 20% drop could be, it means that gold just goes straight to 5,000, right? Could be something like that. And that's a pretty horrible change when you think you go from one year to the next and you've lost 20% of your purchasing power in the dollars you have if you didn't have the precious metals. So a lot of people are going to be, oh my God, what happened? You know, all of a sudden you go to the store and you got 20% less money to buy groceries and everything. Yeah, there's a bid and there's an ask, correct. Yeah, it's been a big drop. And that's why I think this is it looks like they're intentionally resetting right now the dollar, just like China did a couple years ago. They did a surprise reset. Mr. Action One has shown up. I don't think I'd called out Steve before. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. $15,000 gold, it's you'll be paying $20 a gallon for gas. A little micro miner, just buy a little bit. If you go buy some of these little dinky things, a little dab will do you. Don't gamble too much, because those can hurt you pretty bad. I'll have to go look up the volatility quotient for that, because that might be a little what do you call it, like a 70, where some of the royalties we're investing in are in the 20s. So keep that in mind. That's just tremendous volatility. You love it when it's going up, but you'll be crying when it goes down. Chung Choi, I can't tell you what to do for gold, because I don't have the crystal ball to know what's going on. I bought my stuff a long time ago, and when in March, when things crapped out, I kind of rolled the dice and said, I think this is a pretty good point to buy, and so I did. But everything else I bought a long time ago, and it's really hard to buy into a major increase like this, because I mean, how many times have you seen this thing just fall back, and it takes a long time before it comes back up? So you have to kind of make that decision. It's a tough one. They always tell you don't chase the trend. Here, hold on. Let me tell my son I'll call him back. Yeah, I'm doing a quick live stream, so I'll call you back later, okay? My son just flew back to California today, so that was good. Yeah, they say never chase the trend. So you try to get way out in front of this. Like I said, I was trying to be a contrarian investor, and I was probably a year before the major jump out there. And so you had the extremely low premiums, you had plenty of volume of everything, and then you just sit there and wait for it to come to you. So to try to chase the trend is much riskier. No, actually, again, remember, I bought some miners with that silver. I don't have any problem with that. And I also bought more gold. Everybody's so excited with the silver, but you just watch. You're going to be sitting there trying to ride it. It's going to go to 500, and then it's going to fall off at 100, and you're going to miss the opportunity, and you'll be selling it at 50 again or something, which is still not bad, but the gold is going to give you a lot more time. So you got to play the odds. This isn't, I invest, I don't gamble. So I've got silver. I got more silver than most of you guys already. You just got to remember that. But I decided to put more in gold because mathematically that's the smart play. You don't gamble, you invest. Yeah, unfortunately, there's this fear of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. When things start going up, a lot of people, they start buying even more, and then it starts really going crazy, and they think they ought to buy more, and then all of a sudden the thing rolls over, and now you've got overpriced silver. That's why, I mean, I've got a lot of people have commented on my channel that's exactly what they did. They were sitting on $50 silver. So they're trying to, or 30 or whatever, and they're trying to hopefully get at least break even. And think of how long ago that was. A cyber truck. God, I don't know if I would do that. Yeah, the amount of silver I'm holding is probably a hold forever. It's not necessarily stuff that I'm going to sell. Yeah, he was talking about the dollar has lost 14% of its value. And that's one of the reasons why gold and silver and platinum and miners have all been going up, because it takes more dollars to go buy those things now. My depository, there was a dealer that was using the same depository. And so we basically did a transfer. They moved it from my shelf to his shelf, and the cash went into my self-directed IRA, which allowed me to buy some more physical gold, and I moved it over to my other IRA, the rest of the money, to buy some more miners. Yeah, you know, when you get a little older, you start realizing that it's about kind of going more the sure route, not gambling. No, you wouldn't necessarily sell your PMs for fiat, except for a temporary transfer. Like if you wanted to go buy some rental property, or you wanted to, you know, pay off your mortgage, or you got to pay your taxes or something. That's what you're doing. Some of the states have made some laws where you'll be able to pay your real estate taxes and stuff in precious metals. I would guarantee you, from everything that I've been reading, the US is going to have some kind of precious metal backed currency. And even the SDR they talked about will be precious metal backed for international trade, because they realize they can't do it otherwise. Yeah, I don't. I think this is. I still say this is a 10-year trend, folks. So we might be through 1 year already. So don't think this is going to be an overnight. We're going to be 15,000. You might see 3,000 next year, and then it might take a couple years to get to 5,000, and it'll take a few more years to get to like 7,500, and you know, eventually, who knows? You might get to 24,000 or something, but it just depends. Yeah, the price of gold and silver will also determine if what percentage they'll back the currency. So it'll be, for instance, a lot of times in the past it was like 40% backed or something. Yeah, I don't know about the pegging, which one they would actually do, but I've always heard that it'll be a percentage of backing. Remember, remember the paper money, they have already printed it with gold lettering on there. I did a video on that last year, and it was quite amazing how they slipped this stuff in over time, and you never hear anything about it. But you know, they have been, I believe, planning this for a long time. I do not remember what it was in the year 2000. Was it like 300 or something? Let me see if this thing shows that. He's asking what was gold price in the year 2000. I think I have a chart here. It doesn't go far enough back. I'd have to actually go right on the, I have to go right on the website to find that. 300, yeah, okay. We got pretty good memories though, huh? Somewhere in there. I remember I was doing an investing class, and one guy says, I put all of my money in gold. And we were all looking at him like, okay, that sounds interesting. Because, I mean, we, in the 401k we had at work, you don't have that option. But he decided he wasn't going to use the 401k. He was just going to go do gold. And that was back when, you got to remember, we started going to these Gulf Wars and stuff, and we were spending gazillions of dollars, and it ended up being very prescient what this guy did, because he made a bloody fortune on the metals that he purchased. Now, none of us had any really decent money, but that was actually a really good move on his part. So I've always remembered that. And so this time I was trying to catch the next wave. I've actually been trying for years, but it looks like we're here now. So that was part of the article I was reading. Right now, I think the Fed is limited where they're not allowed to go to negative, but they were asking to be able to do extraordinary measures or some terminology like that, which would indicate that they might do something like that. So look, if they start going negative, look out for gold and silver. It is going to the moon. So all I can tell you is the articles that I've read about the gold-silver ratio, 40 is the number, just like Jim Richter said. If you just Google gold-silver ratio image, you'll find several different charts that people have put together. So it tells you the upper limit for when you convert from gold to silver, and the lower limit when you go from silver to gold. But it's kind of a... if you notice the charts, even after you convert, the ratio could still drop significantly. So it's not a perfect science. So it's kind of like, God, how many people have you ever bought a computer, and then you go back and look a couple weeks later and you'll find that the damn computer is like, you know, 300, 400 bucks cheaper. That's kind of what happens when you do these conversions. You're going to sit there and go, oh man, I think I got it just right. And then that thing just keeps dropping. So you can't go and look after you do it. You just got to say, okay, I made my decision. Well, like I said, SD bullion, they pay you a positive premium to turn in your silver, especially if it's Eagles. Now, I didn't go look at what the rounds and bars and everything premiums were, but for the Eagles, they give you $3.80 above spot. Well, look, I am telling you, that's another reason why I told you the problems I had at the beginning of the year when all of a sudden I decided I wanted to sell some silver. That is not a trivial thing to unload silver. This stuff is so heavy. Your shipping costs, insurance, everything. It's a pain in the butt, folks. Yeah, remember, what was it? I had like 7 monster boxes. That was going to cost a lot of money. I saved a fortune transferring that within the dealer in my IRA. Plus, I didn't have any taxes or anything because it was within an IRA. Anyways, I just wanted to get a quick thing out. 85 pounds of silver. Yeah, I'm telling you. The monster box is, what is it? I think it's 40 pounds of silver. Then you got to add all the plastic cases and everything. And so I think and then the box that the whole thing goes in, and I think they end up being a $50 shipping or 50-pound shipping cost, which, I mean, that ain't free to move something that's 50 pounds across the country. And SD bullion is, I think it was like Nevada or something, you had to move it. So that was frustrating. Well, just remember, I want you to just remember, all of the Bitcoin guys thought that they were going to get away from not paying taxes, and the IRS ended up getting backdoors and sending them letters saying, boys, you better report this stuff. So if you start dumping a bunch of metals, you better be careful, if you're not planning on reporting it, because I'm sure there'll be a way. They'll just see money moving from, you know, the dealer to you, and there could be a question triggered, right? Tinfoil hats driving down the road. No, that's not true into oblivion. What happens is there's no reporting by the dealers, but it is still your responsibility to capture the capital gains and report it. It doesn't matter how many Eagles you sell, buy or sell, there's no reporting requirements at the dealer. But you're still required to report your taxes. I've researched this 10 different ways, and that's the answer I've gotten every single time. Yeah, the metals are reflecting the loss of purchasing power of the metals. So you think about like hyperinflation in Venezuela, you know, when I'm just going to make up numbers. Let's say gold was like $3 million or something when it used to be, you know, more reasonable price. That just shows you that the price of everything is going to be moving. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't mean that the change has occurred already, because the market tries to look in advance, right? So this is like indicating that inflation is coming, or just remember, money moves where it's treated best. So if you're going to have really low to no interest rates, or you're going to have negative interest rates, money is going to fly out of those bonds and move into metals, because you don't want to lose your value, right? So it's a huge investing universe, and we know that the stock market's kind of been flat, so the money's not necessarily going to move into the stock market. You know that bonds have been really, really poor performing as well. So this is it's the old TINA acronym. Remember, I've talked about that before. There is no alternative. A lot of people are waking up and going, oh crap, I'm about ready to be cornered. My money's going to start losing money just sitting in the bank. So they got to go put it in something that is potentially going to preserve their wealth. Does that make sense? But they're late, and there's not a lot of it around, and the premiums are extremely high, and so this is going to cost a lot to try to do a conversion right now. But it becomes a panic, and people are going to do whatever they can. So there's been several bills that have been put before Congress, and they haven't gone anywhere yet, where they're trying to remove this capital gains for precious metals. And again, I think if they move to real money, that'll automatically eliminate it anyways. I think another thing that happened is they're struggling to come up with this bill for all these unemployed folks and stuff. Yeah, no, the currencies, they're in trouble because of this COVID. They got to keep printing trillions of dollars, extending unemployment benefits, because those jobs are gone. I mean, what do you want to do? The dang people, their jobs disappeared. And, you know, a lot of these other businesses that are still open, they're at 50% capacity or less. So, you know, there's another 50% of the people that aren't employed. That's a really good deal on the rental property. I think a lot of the investment properties, when I was buying them, they were like around 4%. So that's a really good price still. Susan Kelly made it. BK, Ian Stewart, Into Oblivion. I don't think I read that off before. Brad and on Akuma. I think I said my tinfoil hat already. Tiger Roll. OatMMC, he's here. Yeah, man, we were, I just wanted to get out there real quick because these metals are insane. Let me see what it's doing right now. I don't think it's changed. 2063 for gold. This is at 5:12 Eastern Standard Time on 8/6. Silver's still at 28.89. And platinum is what's pleasing me also. It's at 995, still sitting there. Oh, this is that after hour thing. It's not going to change anyways until like 8 o'clock or something. I forget. There's a couple hour window where the price doesn't change. Yeah, you have multiple things that are working in gold and silver and miners' favors. That's the interest rates are so low and probably going to go lower, and then you have the dollar is, for whatever reason, they're letting it free fall right now. So it looks like they've just intentionally done a fairly significant reset. But remember, I don't think this happens by accident. I think somebody said, hey, go do this 10% or something. And so that's what they're doing. And don't be surprised, they overshoot a little bit and then it'll come back down. But it really looks like something broke the way it just blew right off the top of my chart. I can't wait to run the chart again. Especially silver, that's like a straight up line. Everything that I've been hearing for years was that the euro was going to fail before the US. So when that kind of happens, you will know that we're kind of in the end times for the currencies, for at least the fiat currencies. So just wait. It'll be interesting. So anyways, I didn't want to go a whole hour here. I gotta go get ready. So I wanted to just touch base with you. This was a fantastic week so far. I'll start doing some comparative things to show how much we've gone up, because this is a tremendous change, and everybody should be happy. Everybody's getting in on the game. I mean, even the platinum's playing a little jump here right now. I'm still expecting platinum's going to be 2,000. It's probably going to jump past silver here real quick. That'll be good to get a quick double on my platinum. I was hoping that would eventually do something. But remember, I didn't put much in there, just like I didn't put much in the silver either. You want like a nice consistent return, and that's what my portfolio has done. All right, folks. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. Put a silver coin. JT Coin Rings, if you're still there, if you could shoot me your email, I would like that because I want to do something. All right, so I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can, and I'll try to get a actual video out tomorrow. We'll see how things work, but it's always easier to do it on the weekend after the markets are closed and stabilized, and so it might actually wait till Saturday. But if I see like another major jump, we'll just do a quick live stream, get everybody together real quick. So, all right, so take it easy, folks. I'll talk to you later.